Hello.
And welcome back to the pod.
It is okay. It's the end of it's leap day today that we're recording.
Happy leap
It's
year.
our bonus day.
Do you know anyone that was born on the leap year? Leap day? Leap whatever.
No, I don't think I do. Maybe I do. If I do, I'm sorry. I'm really bad at remembering. I usually know ish when people's birthdays are, but usually, yeah. I don't even know when my own kid's birthday is. I always get it like off by one day. So
Perfect. Well, it's not me, so.
no, I know your
Okay.
birthday isn't, because our birthdays are really close together.
But like, cool if you have a leap year birthday, because like that's neat.
Yeah,
You're like
and
probably
I
like
hope
between 4 to 10 years old. Depends.
yeah. I mean, I guess like you actually do get a year older every year. You just don't have a day. Anyways, yeah, it's not like that. Like it's not like a Benjamin Button situation or anything like that where
Could be.
it could be. It'd be a good movie. A leap baby. Do you have any wins? Because I am struggling for a win this week. It has been the most toddleriest of toddler weeks. In that I was so grumpy yesterday. I actually texted a mom friend and I was like, I'm sorry if this offends anybody, but I said, why and how is this the age where people are like, yes, let's have another baby? Because first of all, just so we are not, we're done.
Yeah.
But I could not add another human to the mix right now.
Fair.
Like I'm just like, and then she texted me back and she's like, honestly, multiple kids is like my worst nightmare. And I was like, thank you. I texted the right mom friend.
Yep. Yeah.
Also, if you have multiple children, way to go.
Good on you.
Good for you.
Yeah.
I cannot.
Well, you're talking to the right person about that because like I don't even want one. So.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if there is nothing, it's funny. This is gonna go into the this might be a controversial opinion. I hope it's not, but never have I ever been more pro-choice than I have like since like getting pregnant, and I've always been
Raising
pro-choice.
A toddler. You're like,
but honestly, if you are not 100% sure that you want a child, don't do it. You need to be 100% sure that that is what you want, because if it is not, it will suck the life, and it being the child will suck the life out of you. So yeah, if you're thinking about having kids, think twice. Just saying. I guess my win is that I have not lost my shit on my child.
That your
I have
child is
tried
alive.
to breathe. She is alive, currently napping, so that's a win. Yesterday did not nap, so super great. I guess my other win is that we're going on a ski trip next week. And the thing that I ordered that I was really excited about getting, my new ski poles, arrived today. So they will be coming with. I was really sad that they wouldn't make it.
That is exciting. I get sad whenever you talk about skiing because my brand new skis and poles have not seen the light of day this winter. So it's a very sad winter for Jill's skiing.
Well, it's been a very sad winter outside of this past week. The parks and us actually got dumped on, so yay. But it's not really conducive to skiing powder. A toddler.
We're really just
toddlers,
not
man.
loving.
They're literally the worst kind of kids.
Well, can only get Well, talk to me when she's a teenager, then I bet you'll go back on that.
Yeah, maybe. Hopefully the podcast is still running in like 10 years.
Everyone mark this day where Jess said a toddler is the worst phase of child. Just wait. See
You're
how
still
that ages.
listening to us talk back and forth to each other in 10 years. Wow. Is podcasting still a thing in 10 years? I don't know.
Probably not. Who
Probably
knows?
just everything will be generated by AI and we won't have any use for us anymore.
Fair.
But speaking of mass generated information.
Wait, I have a win.
Oh,
you
sorry.
skipped me. That's rude. Do I have a win? Interrupt to make
you're gonna make a fuss
statement.
like that and then you're not even gonna have one. That's
what's my win? Oh, this is like a weird win, but for ADHD is crazy. I fell out of routine of taking my creatine for like a long time, and ADHD is big, like out of sight, out of mind. So it just like wasn't
right
in my routine, and I've tried to get it back in there a couple times, but like I'm happy to report that it's officially back in my routine. And I know that's a very small win, but if you have an ADHD brain, you'll understand that like re-putting a habit back in isn't very easy. So that's back in my routine. And to go with supplements, I'm going to do a shameless plug. This is a win for all of you guys, but I'll share it with you. TC Nutrition created Amazon discount codes for not all athletes yet, but for me currently. So if you are somebody who uses my code, first of all, I thank you. Second of all, it has changed to Coach Jill. Third of all, you can now use it on Amazon also. So you're welcome in advance.
Like just Amazon in general or Amazon for the products?
Yeah, not like all of Amazon.
Oh, okay.
Like
I was like, wow,
TC.
that's a pretty sweet partnership.
No,
cool.
For TC products, the discount code works on Amazon now too, which is a nice little treat.
I love that. Cool. So I was just sort of ranting to Jill about something earlier, and we decided that we would just go with it because maybe if I get this out in the universe, that
it'll go away.
It'll go away. Probably not, because I'm sure, speaking of AI, I'm sure my phone is listening and I'll just see more of it.
It's like, you wanted to see more of these ads you hate?
Right.
Let me.
So here's what I've been seeing lately. I have been seeing sponsored, so paid Instagram ads from approximately 4, maybe even 5, I can't keep them straight, local fitness facilities. Okay. I know they're all, 2 of them I'd never heard of until I started seeing these targeted ads. But
one we're familiar with.
So. One we are very familiar with. We're not going to mention any names. But here's the problem with the ads. The problem with the ads is, first of all, the copy or the writing, if you're not familiar with that kind of thing, is the exact same for all of them, which kind of like orange flag.
And
so
not
part
even
of me
like,
thought,
like not. I wish we could post screenshots, but
there's no wording difference. Okay, there's no wording difference. Which part of me thought, wow, did you guys all pay the same social media marketing person and they just copied and pasted? Well, you just wasted like a bunch of money. But the other part of it is that this is what's really getting me, is it's all an ad for, most of them say 16 people they're looking for a life-changing free fitness challenge. That's it's getting more red. The flag is turning red. And then it goes on to say something like, what's in it for us? Well, we just like helping people. Science-based fat burning workouts.
That's a lie. There's always something in it for them.
Delicious and healthy meal plans.
Wait, this is what's in it for them?
Yeah. Unmatched accountability and support. Full, and it's all advertised. It's all none of it is actual people or actual pictures of the studio. It's just generic people in the ad. Yeah. Stock photo. 6 weeks full body transformation. And so I have 2 theories. One of them is we all hired the same social media marketing person, and they did you dirty. That's a less
Which-
likely theory than the second one. The second one is that we're all involved in the same multi-level marketing thing. And this is like a forced, you will do this and we will sponsor this. But all your people have to take these supplements to be in the challenge, and we'll pay you to promote this as long as they buy this.
Because correct me if I'm wrong, it used to be a similar ad, but it said that you had to buy supplements, correct? Like if we go back like 3 or 4 months, this was the same ad, but
Yes.
it had something to do with supplements.
I don't know if we talked about it on the podcast, but you and I talked about it because I remember seeing the supplements. I went and looked it up, and they were
You were going to end up spending like $250 on supplements to join the challenge.
At best, sketchy. We're talking like fat burners. We're talking testosterone supplements. We're talking things that are probably not third-party tested. Who are we kidding? Either way, it's still a bargain for 6 weeks. But I think the bigger question here is, 'tis the season of spring, summer transformations. What are we really getting, and what can we expect? Jill's raising her hand. Jill, something to share with the class.
I would also just like to say that if a gym or coach or trainer cannot sell their coaching, so they have to resort to selling you sketchy supplements instead, that should probably tell you everything you need to know. Like if they can't tell you why you should work with them from a strictly like, this is what I do as a coach standpoint, you probably don't want to hire a coach that's like, yeah, I can't guarantee I'm going to help you as a coach, but like you can buy these supplements instead. And also nothing's ever free. So like, I don't care if you see a free 6-week challenge, a free 4-day challenge. There is some coaches that run like free info sessions, for lack of a better word, like those,
like a webinar.
Yeah. Or like the 4-day challenges that are like habit-based things. But at the end of the day, it's still not free. Like
and those are all trying to get you to buy what they're selling.
Which is fine if the free session or whatever it may be actually has benefit to you and your life, go for it. They're probably going to try to get you into some sort of one-on-one coaching, which like such is life, such is business. We understand that. But it's usually never completely free. And I guarantee if you reach out about any of those challenges, any of those 6-week programs, there's a catch somewhere along the way.
Well, and you know, I have 2 free webinars, right? Those are absolutely free for you to download. You have to pay me with your email address. Okay. So you're going to be getting some emails from me. But that is to make sure that like you watch them, you're like, hey, I like this gal. I like her approach. Maybe I'll follow her a little bit more. Eventually you might buy, you might not. There's like literally no pressure, but I would rather you get information from me than like, what is the alternative here? The other thing is that what I've learned in the last year about when you're running paid ads for your business, which a lot of people do. I don't, because frankly, I don't like spending money when I'm not guaranteed a return. So paid ads, totally fine. You see them everywhere. The problem for the business perspective is that you get a bunch of cold people in your network, right? People who have no idea who you are, people who have never heard of you before, who are like, oh, I'll follow or whatever. But then they never really do anything because it takes them a long time to warm up to the idea of actually giving you money. So, and if they do, usually they don't stick around because they're not really invested in you, right? The people who are going to invest in your business on the long term are going to be people who you've nurtured through your social media or your emails or things like that, who have been around and they're like, yeah, I really like you. I am going to spend money and stick around. Not the people who are like, cool, I'll do that, because they don't have any like emotional attachment to spending time with you or investing in you for them. So from a business perspective, paid ads get people in the door, but they don't stay there.
Yeah, and I guess it depends, but like I guarantee you if people are coming in for a free challenge, they're probably not super willing to pay you money after that. No. But from a like client consumer side of it, just make sure you know what you're getting out of it. Like, a free is enticing. I love free things as much as the next person. Like, you find one of those spinny wheels anywhere that's going to get me a free pen, I'm spinning it. But like, free and your health and fitness is probably not our greatest idea, because in the health and fitness world, a lot of the time you get what you pay for. So if you're paying nothing for it, I'm a little skeptical about what you're getting out of it.
Well, and I guess the other part of me that's thinking is like, and the only reason I'm saying this is because I've seen the exact same ad 4 times from 4 different places, is if this is what they're doing for their marketing, and i.e. being unoriginal, copy and paste, that kind of thing, I'm not convinced that they have anything magical behind the doors of their gym, right? I'm just thinking like, well, if they're that lazy about their marketing, what's the programming like? Is it something that they've been given to give to you? Is it something a coach has actually put some work into? Or are they just running the same programming over and over and over again and getting people in the door, and then they're out in 6 weeks, and then they bring in a new set of people every 6 weeks? That's not coaching to me.
I will say,
That's just giving workouts.
As a coach, same thing of like, you get what you pay for. The effort on the other side is equivalent to what you're paying, or should be.
Yeah.
I understand there's coaches in this world that charge a lot of money for very little effort. But if you're not paying them anything, their effort probably isn't gonna. But if you're not paying anything, their effort probably isn't super high. So it's probably the same program run on repeat, which there's nothing wrong with that if it's a well done program, but well done programs typically aren't going to be free. I also will die on this hill of not every trainer, coach, business is certified to do meal plans. So as soon as a giant red flag,
I thought you would talk about that earlier, but yes, agree.
A giant red flag goes up for me as somebody who's taken the time to be certified to do meal plans, which is an extra certification for most people outside of just a training, if you didn't know. A giant red flag goes up for me when any business or coach or trainer is offering custom meal plans of any kind.
And I don't think I'm wrong on this, but I'm pretty sure you've said before, the amount of times that you actually give an actual meal plan to somebody is very small.
Yeah, like I could probably count on one hand in my years of being a coach how many times I have used a strict meal plan. A lot of the time, I'll use recipe ideas, or I'll set up a meal plan to be like, hey, here's some nutrition recommendations. Here's some meals that match that. But I truly believe there's very few people in this world that need a strict meal plan in the sense of like, you eat half a cup of rice and 6 ounces of chicken. Like, there's very few situations where we need that strict of a meal plan. It also sounds fancy. I will say that, like, offering a meal plan sounds fancy and cool. It's probably not a meal plan. It's probably some recipe ideas or something like that, which is fine, but then word it that way. But yeah, if you're paying just like a coach in general to do meal plans for you, I encourage you to ask if they're actually certified to do it. Because there's a lot of coaches, trainers, businesses that offer meal plans having nobody actually certified to do it.
Yeah. I was gonna the other thing that I've been talking about, a lot of my clients have been saying is like, along with, I think the theme of this episode is going to be you get what you pay for. But when you're hiring a coach like Jill and I, for most of the time, a lot of the stuff we do is on an individual basis. That means that you get individual programming, right? So people are always a little bit surprised when they start coaching with me that I actually work together with them and collaborate to come up with a program that works for them. And then shockingly enough, when we revisit the program in 4 to 6 weeks, they're like, wow, I actually really like doing this. Even though it's kind of repetitive, I'm actually like motivated and I can feel that things are working and this is the program for me. And I'm like, yeah, because we built it together. And it's tailored to your goals. It's not just, here, this is what I think you should do. It's because it's a collaborative approach. It's not just, if I was just like, yep, here's your program, like, I'll see you in 4 to 6 weeks. That's not coaching. friends. That is, you could, if you're going to do that, if you're going to pay somebody who does that, just use those AI generated workouts, because that's probably what they're doing. They're just giving you the same thing they gave the last person.
Yeah. Or like coaches have programs set up for that. You have the 28 days of strength. I have the workout club. Like there is options
that
are
is
still
a templated program, but you'll notice it costs $28 a month. That's why. It's because I don't adjust anything for you. I usually, you know what I do? You do a workout, I give you the thumbs up, or I give you the green check mark. Or sometimes I'll be like, woohoo, if you comment something. But most of the time, you're on your own, kid. But that's what you pay for. You're paying for the templated program. You're not paying for me to be like, ooh, can we adjust this? Can we do that? Can we do this? Is this too easy? Too hard? That's not what that program is. And that's very clear for the most part, anyways.
Yeah. I just think like, yeah, we've said it a million times already. You get what you pay for. So don't expect much out of a free challenge. If that's what's in your budget, go for it. But just know that there's always going to be something in it for the trainer, the business, whatever, whether it's as simple as taking an email or as big as spend a bunch of money on a bunch of crap supplements. Like there's going to be a trade-off of some kind.
And I would hope that they're not giving you free coaching in quotation marks for 6 weeks just to get your name on their email list. That seems a little, the trade-off is not, it doesn't,
that's what I mean. There's gonna be some. So the more you're getting, the more trade-off there's most likely going to be. We're entering the season of summer challenges and transformations and all the things which we've talked about before. But just know the quicker they promise results, the less long those results are going to stay. And we've talked about this many.
Because it is the beginning, it's going to be the beginning of March when you're listening to this. So that puts us to, 12 weeks from now is like May long weekend, which is when everybody is going to be like, we're going to the lake. I want to have the bikini bod. I think you probably already know that like we don't buy into that bullshit marketing. I will say, as a run coach, if you've signed up for a race this summer, now is the time you need to be talking to me.
You might want to get going.
Don't email me in May in a panic for your June race where you have left yourself with 4 weeks and you don't know what you're doing. Talk to me now. Just as a what do we call it? Shameless plug.
Yeah, there is timelines that you probably should follow for things like competitions or races or whatever it may be. But we're coming into the season of all the get ready for summer narrative. And if you need support, take it, but be careful where you're taking it from and what their approach is going to be. I just had this conversation actually with my manager yesterday, and he was like, what's your approach for summer? And I was like, yeah, build habits so you don't have to like panic and freak out and feel terrible every time you go to the lake this summer. So like there is ways to prep for summer, but around here it's probably not fat loss focused or being the smallest version of yourself focused. It is more so like, let's better understand your nutrition. Let's help you feel confident in your choices so that you can go enjoy your summer. But all the ads are going to be coming out. So just be aware that they're going to throw everything at you they have, because it's an easy sell. And it's an easy pain point for most people of like, oh shit, yeah, I don't feel that good in my body, so I better do something now before summer comes around.
Yeah. And we all know that if we do what they say that we should be doing, which is restricting and over exercising and all those things, you might find yourself in a smaller body come summertime for a very short period of time, and it won't last, and you'll end up feeling miserable because we've talked about summer before and the fact that a lot of us like to indulge a little bit with friends, or you're having beverages at the lake, or you're out on a patio, you're having chips and salsa, like this is the time when we should start to be building those sustainable habits and those mindfulness cues around foods like that, so that we can make choices that are going to align with our goals, but not miss out on any of the fun stuff. And it is entirely possible to do. If you've been here for any length of time, you know that that is what Jill and I both do. And even with, we walk the walk on that kind of stuff. We both enjoy our, I hate this, treats in moderation, and we use mindfulness every single day, and we don't really restrict anything unless it's like actually like hurting our bodies. Like I don't drink dairy, and that is because my stomach does not do it. That is the only thing that I avoid, really. Unless I'm kind of thinking like, I haven't been drinking as much alcohol lately, but that has been a very mindful choice. But we just talked about that. So
Yeah. But yeah, just be aware. I'm sure someone else has seen multiple ads come out already coming into summer. You've probably seen the same ad from a few gyms and probably had the same questions. We have, ultimately, we don't have an answer for you other than like, don't do it.
yeah, I think it could be like I said, I have theories. Let us know if you have A, seen the ad, B, even clicked on it to see like what the catch is at any of these places. No judgment.
Or
no
if
judgment at
you've
all.
gone
If you want to be
in,
a role for us, oh man, that would be so fun for everyone.
or if,
We
yeah,
can have you on the pod.
if you've gone in and like the spiel, I wish I could go incognito just to find out, but
There's
I
no
can't
way we could.
really.
Everybody knows who we are.
Yeah, I can't really go incognito.
I can't pretend that good. There's no way I could pretend that good.
But yeah, I think it's
need
interesting to
a
see
alter ego.
as business owners the marketing tactics,
Mhm.
and for us to sit here and be like, really, that's what you went with. So if you're sitting there being like, what is happening over there? In general, when it comes to transformations, challenges, whatever, if your gut instinct is this is too good to be true, it probably is. Or if you're
Mhm.
like, there's no way that's free, you're probably right. And just go find something that is within your budget and transparent with what they are offering and transparent in what the commitment is on your end.
Yeah, I agree. I don't really think there's too much else we can say about it. I would just say buyer beware. And yeah, I mean, I thought it was cute, the first ad that I saw, and then I saw two, and I was like, oh, it's the same ad again. I thought I told Instagram not to show me that anymore, which you can totally do, which is
And they're like,
great,
we did.
actually.
We just picked a different business doing the same
But
thing.
it was a different business. And I was like, oh, I swear I've seen that before. And then I saw another one and I was like, okay, something is up. So I've been thinking on this for a little while, and I've shared it with a few people, and mostly I've come to the conclusion that no matter what the whether it's the MLM thing, supplements thing, or like it's just you just paid the wrong social media marketing person. I'm actually a little bit embarrassed for all of them, just in a third party kind of way, because I'm happy that my business has a really organic marketing plan. Plan is a better word than scheme. Marketing plan that actually attracts people that align with who I like to coach, and they stick around and they're satisfied with the service that I'm providing. And I don't have to kind of scrape people off of the internet to get them to work with me. So that's why I felt I kind of had a moment in there.
Yeah, well,
given the close ties that we had to one of the ads.
Yeah,
had being the past tense.
Yeah, everyone does their own thing with business. Just trust yourself. If you see something and you think it's too good to be true, probably is. If you see something and you're like, hey, I'm not sure about this, feel free to send it to us. We would love to dive into it, give
Ooh,
you
yeah.
our opinions. But yeah, 'tis the season. So just be aware that all the ads are going to get shot your way, and trust who you're buying from, and trust yourself with those like initial instincts. If it doesn't feel like the right fit, doesn't have to be the right fit.
Yeah, I agree. I
If
think
you
that's
see, yeah, if you see anything out there and you want to send it our way, you can send it to the podcast at Lattes and Lifting Podcast on Instagram. Probably the best if you send things over there, because my DMs get missed a lot. Sorry to anyone who's currently sitting in my DMs. But you can find me at coachjill.april on Instagram and TikTok.
and you can find me at JLack Fitness on all the socials.
And we'll catch you guys next time. Stay safe out there.
Bye.